Welcome back to PM with the Trigger, and it's Friday. The weekend is coming. I hope you have a great time. Get outside, go enjoy the great outdoors wherever you're at, and stay safe and have lots of fun. The question of the day here today is all about executive presence and the idea of why do we need media training, Rich? I get the question all the time. Why media training? One of the big reasons is sometimes trouble is going to hit your company. Whether it's small, large, medium-sized, doesn't matter. Sometime your company is going to come into a crisis situation. And there may be reporters. There may be video cameras rolling. There may be things happening in the office that you need to communicate through Zoom, through whatever, to communicate where you're at, what's going on, and you need to manage the crisis. As the executive leader, as the central face and voice of the organization, you need to know how to step up, face the camera, and lead well. Today, I'm going to give you 3 ways that will help you with media training. Why media training is so important to help you. Here's 3 examples how it can help you through these crises that do come, whether they're public or whether they're private, more in-house situations. Learning media skills as an executive leader, as a go-to leader, is mission critical more and more, because as you know, anything drips out, they're going to grab it. If it bleeds, it leads. Sorry to say that, but that's how the media lives. If they hear something, they will come. And whether you lead the story or they lead the story is a big, big deal. So I'm going to give you 3 ways that media training can help you. If you're in a tough situation right now, think about how media training can help you handle it better, manage it better, and maybe you even sleep better at night. Crisis communication. Number 1 area is media training will help you with this crisis communication that is so invaluable right now. Executives, leaders, presidents of college and universities, you need to work on effective management communication. Things spin out of control so fast. Someone tweets something, someone puts it on a school blog, puts it on a bulletin board. It's like fire and gasoline. It takes off and you cannot control it. You need to learn to manage it through the camera lens. Appearing on camera during an emergency requires colorful, careful consideration. You probably have to be a little bit more colorful, a little bit more animated, but in a different way. But your message and tone has got to show confidence. If they see you sweating, if they see the tie is too tight, if they see your face is red and not natural, they will pick up on those, and we're going to talk more about that. But you do need to know how to address it. You cannot avoid it. You need to actually embrace it. If it bleeds, it leads. Jan, sorry, but it's true. 36 years of media experience. We could never avoid that in the media. I wish it were different. So number 1 is going to be that crisis communication. And you need to be pre-prepared for it. The worst thing to have a crisis to come up, and the local paper calls you, the local TV station wants an interview, or you just have them drop on your door someday because it's bled out and you are not prepared to stand up for the microphone. Media crisis training will help you. You'll know not to panic. You'll know who to call. You'll know who to put on camera from your team. And honestly, you're going to know who not to put on camera with your team. If it's an internal issue, managing that crisis, learning how to communicate and listen at the same time. This includes listening skills as much as it means talking skills. You have to have the full package now to be more self-aware, more confident, and yes, more convincing as you do this. Be clear, be crisp. And part of media training is make it short. Crisis management, you do not want to find yourself rambling and going on, because we have seen that, haven't we? It's like they can't help themselves. No president's names are going to be mentioned here. But they can't help themselves from talking, and they bury themselves and they bleed out more information. They show that the fire is bigger than what even the story is, or they put something out there that opens up another side door for another question that you never intended to have happen. You need to learn how to manage that crisis communication. you do need to have someone that is going to be the point person. And it may not be the CEO. You may have to have a specialized person on your team that knows his skill and literally says, I'll be taking questions, send your emails to me, let that person lead the charge, and then you come in when needed to be the support role. But that other person is specially qualified and they have the personality to hand this as well. It is a must. Yes, it is, Jan. It is a big must. The corporate world, the media world, as we keep saying here, has collided. We are beginning more and more media centric, even in the small business, to the colleges, to the universities, to scientific studies. Any place you are now, the camera is on you more and more, and learning how to manage crisis through the camera is very valuable. What's another big reason why they learn these media skills? Because your body language gives you away. Do you realize that what you say, 70% of what we say is nonverbal? So that nonverbal physical body language, you have to learn in a crisis how to not give your tells away. In a poker game, you're at a poker game. People talk about their tells. They can tell when you're going to bluff. They can tell when you're going to hold. They can tell when you're already in. And people are playing the body language. In the same way, in a crisis, when you get out there, they are looking for the tells. Know how you will present yourself on camera, and that does include what you're going to wear. There are days that you want to communicate. You're rough. You're tired. Loosen the tie. Don't wear a big flashy color. Be a little bit more denser. There's really, seriously, ways to do some of this. But if you're going to be crisp and clear and command, you want to come out as polished and professional as ever, because they're going to be looking for the sweat. Instead, they see they got it still all put together. They're not rattled by this. And that's a big thing. Your facial tones give you away so much. This is one of the big things is step up the microphone. You don't want to be a Weisenheimer and have a silly face going on. You want to be serious on mission, but you also want to show yourself relax. So there's that fine line between being too stoic. When you grab the podium, you step up and you squeeze that podium for everything you're worth. Your knuckles are red. Everyone see you're going to break the podium. Don't do it. Don't do it. You have to learn these media skills so all they see is a confident, sincere, authentic. You need to be authentic on camera at this moment in time. And all these nonverbal cues will give you away. Also, when you step up, make sure you have a glass of water. If you have to lead the charge, even in your own business, all these things are true if you're navigating crisis in your own business. Get a drink of water. Always have a drink of water, because when your adrenaline is going, when you've had rough days, rough meetings, you will be drier, quicker, and you want to make sure everything comes out clear. Everything is crisp when you are on these crisis media events. Body language, mission critical. Here comes another one. The third one of the day is going to be, well, you have to learn. You have to learn how to manage that negative publicity that's going to come your way. You cannot control what other people write about you, but you can control what they see and hear from you. My father had to learn that. He was a judge, went through some hairy times with some cases. They're always writing about the legal system. They're always going to write about the judge, whether it was good or bad. So he got used to learning how to manage that negative press. They would ask, why'd you lean this way, judge? Why'd you do that way, judge? He had to learn how to navigate that. You never want to speak ill when you're going through it, but you do want to get in front of the conversation. You've all heard people talk about that. You've seen people on TV shows, movies, where some consultant or somebody on their team will say, hey, we have to get in front of this. We have to jump ahead of the story before the story takes over, and we are now scrambling forever. That's exactly what this is about with media executive training for crisis. Again, if you have a problem at your school, heaven forbid you do, But when there's a problem at a school, you do not want the parent-teacher conference to be the first one to speak for you. You want to get out in front of it, and you want to show that you're in charge and command, and you are navigating that publicity. It's okay to say no comment when they're flashing the cameras and sticking a microphone in your face and you're trying to get your car to leave. You are not prepared to answer anything. It's okay to just say no comment, get in the car, and drive away safely. That's a simple way of navigating what is being put out there, that negative press. The one thing I do know about negative press, being in the media for as long as I have, you don't want to get into an argument war with the media. You will never win. You will never win a war with the media. So stay in your lane, tell your truth, show your confidence. All this affects the rest of your office mates. It affects your secretaries, your incoming, outgoing phone calls. Everyone's going to wonder what's going on. But if you lead this way, everyone else is going to dial down and say, they've got it. They've got it. I'm not going to worry yet. I believe in my team because my team is looking really good out there right now. They'll always have questions, but manage that negativity. Yes, it is, Jan. Manage that as much as you can. And this is where you need to even sometimes call your own press conference. Sometimes if you're in the executive suite and this is an internal matter, call your own fireside chat. Don't let the locker room or the bathroom conversation dictate where you go. When you know it's coming up, you literally say, hey, we're going to have an all teams meeting. We're going to have a group discussion. That's a way to really bring it down because the rumor mill, you've all played that phone tag game. Remember, you whisper in someone's ear when you're in your youth group, and by the time the message gets around the circle in the youth group, the message sounds nothing like the original message. That's what happens. By the time it gets out to the public, someone else has taken it and twisted, slight changes, slight edits, slight amplification of fear or whatever. You want to cut that off at the pass. Media training works in so many different ways. It can help you shine on camera. It can help you shine on stage. It can show your brand authority. It can show the fact that you are the expert that you are. It can help you through crisis and much, much more. Media training is not just about doing your video show and, doing your blog or doing your whatever you do, posting every day and sharing all the good stuff in life and all those wonderful videos. Media training goes far, far deeper than that. And sometimes we miss it. We don't talk about it. But that is what media training involves. Media training gets customized. It becomes more of what you need when you need it. But you need to have the basic shell. You need media training 101. You need to know where to look at the camera. You need to know how to stand up and look sharp, dress the part for whatever part you are. But when you get down to the crisis time, that's a different game. That's going to take everything you have and more to learn how to navigate it and come out alive. So, Jan's chiming in there about winning the war, getting to the end. I love it, Jan. Thinking through this, participating. Please, if you have questions on this, we would love to have you ask questions directly to us. All you have to do is email me, rich@richbontrager.net. I take every one of your emails personally. My staff does not grab it, nothing like that. It goes right to me because your call, your email is very, very important when it comes from figuring out how we can help you to shine on camera and shine on stage, to elevate you and your brand authority and protect you in that time of crisis. Help you learn how to navigate it and do better, because once the fire is fanning, once it's raging, it's hard to put it out in the middle of a crisis. You want to learn more? Let's have a free consultation. Let's talk further about this. How can media training help you and where you're at today? Are you completely unprepared for that crisis? Are you somewhere in between? Or are you just stepping in to a fiery situation that you need help with how you show up and shine? Hit the QR code. I'd love to have a call with you to talk about your needs, media training, and help you shine better each and every day. Jan's wishing a good weekend to everybody. Let me wish you all a great weekend as well. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll be back next Monday, 2 p.m. with the trigger. That's 2 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. We go live with the trigger. We'll see you then.